You are such a terrible person. Get out of here right now. I don't even want to see your face.
My husband, who believed my mother-in-law's lie, said that and kicked me out of the house. My mother-in-law was laughing at me from behind. I don't care anymore. If he's going to do that, I won't show any mercy either. I'll send you to hell. My name is Amy. I'm a 32-year-old nurse. I've been married to my husband Mason for 3 years. I have a busy job with night shifts, but Mason is understanding and treats me kindly. I'm home.
You're late again today.
Sorry, one of my patients' condition worsened.
It's okay. Being a nurse is tough.
Thank you. Sorry, I just bought some side dishes.
It's okay. I like those side dishes. I also prepared bread and soup.
Wow, thank you. That helps a lot. Mason helps me with these simple household chores. It's really helpful when I'm busy with work. He takes care of me, and I think I was able to marry a good husband. It's been 3 years since we got married, but thanks to Mason's kindness, we still have a very good relationship. I thought we would continue to live happily as a couple and eventually build a happy family with children. However, something happened and our relationship gradually changed. It happened one day. On a holiday, when we were resting at home, Mason received a call from his mother.
Hello, Mom. What's up?
I'm sorry to bother you all of a sudden. There's something I'm worried about.
What? Something worrying?
Actually, your father is acting strange.
Strange.
I don't know how to put it, but he's showing some symptoms of dementia.
What? Are you kidding me?
He still remembers my name and such, so I think it's mild, but I'm worried about what will happen in the future.
Oh, I know. If there's anything I can do, just tell me.
Thank you, Mason.
After hanging up the phone, Mason told me that his father was suspected of having dementia.
I'm worried about my dad. He's been healthy until now, so I'm worried. I want to do something for him.
Yeah. If there's anything I can do to help, I'll do it.
Thank you, Amy.
I looked for a good hospital to visit for dementia and asked other nurses at work. I was prepared for anything that might happen. But things took an unexpected turn. It was Mason's words that triggered it. One day, Mason told me that he had something to talk to me about. What is it? I sat across from Mason at the dining table, drinking coffee after dinner. I stopped stirring my coffee with a spoon when Mason said something unbelievable.
I'm thinking of living with my mother and father.
What? Living together?
Don't you remember I told you that my father was suspected of having dementia? His symptoms have gotten worse, and my mother is having a hard time. So I thought we should move back. It would help prevent his condition from worsening, and we could take care of him if anything happened. Of course, you'll help my father too, right?
Well.
You said you'd help before, didn't you?
I said I would help by finding a hospital or something, but I never agreed to live with them.
Amy, do you not want to live with them? Don't you care about my parents?
No, it's not that.
Then it's okay, right?
Mason decided to force us to live together. I felt a little uneasy about the way he decided it without asking me. I was shocked that Mason, who is usually so kind, would force us to live together like this. But he has always been understanding of my work and helped with household chores. Although I don't agree with what he did this time, I started to think that maybe I should accept living with his parents, considering all the kindness and gratitude he has shown me so far. That's how I convinced myself. I reported to my parents that we had decided to live together.
I see. Dementia is tough, so I understand the desire to cooperate as a family. But don't push yourself too hard.
You can come back here anytime if something happens. Your home is here.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. And so we moved into my in-laws' house and started living together with them. Nice to meet you from today.
Yes, nice to meet you too. I'm sorry to ask so soon, but could you prepare lunch?
Oh, yes, I understand. It was around lunchtime, so I started preparing right away. We had lunch together with my in-laws, and then I washed the dishes and started unpacking. That's when my father-in-law suddenly spoke to me.
Is lunch ready yet?
What?
You had lunch, didn't you?
Huh? Did I?
Yes, let's go back to the living room and not disturb the unpacking.
I was relieved that my mother-in-law helped me, but I saw that my father-in-law had dementia. He's definitely showing symptoms. Maybe I should introduce him to a hospital soon.
I'm still worried about my dad.
Yeah. Me too. He hasn't been examined at the hospital yet, right?
Yeah, he seems to really hate going to the hospital. It's taking a lot of effort to convince him.
I see. I understand that this won't be easy. I'll do everything I can to help.
Thanks. I'm glad you're my wife. You're very reliable.
Mason. I was happy to be appreciated like that by Mason. I still don't agree with the fact that we were forced to live together, but there's nothing we can do now that we've started living together. I'll just do my best in this environment. I decided to communicate well with my in-laws from now on. I think the cohabitation was going well at first because Mason explained everything to my mother-in-law, and she showed understanding about my job. So on days when I had night shifts, my mother-in-law took the lead on household chores, which was a great help to me. However, the situation gradually began to change, and my share of the household chores increased. On nights when I had night shifts, my mother-in-law asked me to prepare breakfast for my in-laws and Mason before work, so my role was to prepare breakfast for them the next day. It was quite a hassle, and it was also physically exhausting to cook dinner too. And it wasn't just night shifts that were difficult. Even on days when I was a little late, my mother-in-law would get very angry.
What time do you think it is? It's already past 6 p.m. I'm starving, so make dinner quickly.
I'm sorry, work ran late.
I don't want to hear your excuses. You're the daughter-in-law who came to this house, so fulfill your role properly.
My mother-in-law yelled at me unreasonably. My mother-in-law seemed to be putting herself first all the time and stopped considering my circumstances. At first, she seemed to be trying to put on a good face, but her unreasonable behavior became worse and worse. When I bought side dishes because I was busy with work, she would say,
"You're not going to feed us this kind of food,"
and throw it in the trash.
I can see why Mason has been treated so badly until now. But from now on, I won't let you do whatever you want. I'll guide you to become a good daughter-in-law.
My mother-in-law said that, but throwing away side dishes without touching them is too cruel. That night, I talked to Mason about it. I reported all the unreasonable things my mother-in-law had said to me in detail. But Mason didn't take my side.
Isn't it because of your attitude?
What?
Mom is a wonderful person. She's trying to guide you, right? Isn't that something to be grateful for? And she's right. You shouldn't buy side dishes. If you were a normal housewife, you'd cook homemade meals.
I have night shifts, you know?
Then quit your job and become a housewife. You can do both household chores and caregiving if you quit your job.
What? Are you serious?
I have to say that because you're not doing your household chores properly. If you don't like it, do your household chores properly.
Okay, I understand. I was suddenly disillusioned with Mason. I thought he would be on my side. But to win the trust of Mason and my mother-in-law, I had no choice but to work hard on household chores. I'm competitive, so I tried to do my best. I wouldn't let them complain. With that in mind, I worked hard to balance housework and work. But my mother-in-law never recognized my efforts.
Your cleaning is sloppy. You're slow with the laundry. Your cooking is terrible. You're a terrible daughter-in-law.
No matter how hard I tried, my mother-in-law never recognized me. She even started to lie to Mason more and more. For example, she said I was meeting another man in town, gambling, or taking money from my mother-in-law's wallet. She made statements that could be sued for defamation. And Mason believed it all.
What are you doing? Cheating, gambling, and stealing? That's not something a person can do.
Wait a minute, do you believe your mother's lies? I would never do such a thing. Every time Mason blamed me, I tried to explain myself desperately. I couldn't believe he would believe my mother-in-law's lies.
Are you saying Mom is lying?
Yes, your mother is lying.
Don't talk bad about Mom. She's a kind and wonderful person.
Kind and wonderful? That's far from the truth about my mother-in-law. At least I've never seen that side of her.
Mom is tired from taking care of Dad. Don't do anything that will make her more troubled.
Why does he believe my mother-in-law's words so easily? I was getting more and more angry with Mason. If he doesn't believe me at all, then I don't need to be Mason's wife. I started to think that way. And in the midst of all this, I learned a surprising fact. It happened one day when I received a text message from a junior nurse while I was working. She was supposed to be off today. I opened my smartphone during my break and saw the message. The contents were surprising.
I saw someone who looked like your husband walking with a young woman. They were walking arm in arm, and it didn't look like they were just acquaintances. She wasn't your husband's sister or anything, was she?
My hand holding the smartphone trembled. I couldn't believe that Mason, who suspected me of having an affair, was having an affair himself. Or rather, because he was having an affair, he might be suspicious of me. I immediately hired a private investigator. Evidence was collected in no time. I decided to divorce and leave that house. I was preparing for the future. But in the midst of all this, Mason suddenly yelled at me in anger.
Hey! Do you know what you're doing?
What? What are you talking about?
You tried to feed my parents rotten food for breakfast, didn't you?
What? No, I didn't. Besides, today's breakfast was.
Shut up. Don't lie to me.
But I'm not lying. I didn't have time to cook that day, so I bought various ingredients that they could eat by themselves, like bread, jam, and yogurt, and put them in the fridge. I didn't make anything for my in-laws. That means my mother-in-law is lying. But Mason wouldn't listen to a word I said.
You're such a lowlife. Get out of here. I don't want to see your face.
He kicked me out of the house after believing my mother-in-law's lies. My mother-in-law was laughing at me from behind. I don't care anymore. If that's how he feels, I won't show any mercy. I'll drag you down to hell. Fine, I'll leave. I packed my bags and left my in-laws' house. Then I went back to my parents' house. My parents were surprised to see me come back so suddenly, but they were outraged when I explained the situation.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe they were such a terrible family.
Like I said before, you can stay here as long as you want.
I felt a surge of relief from my parents' kindness. I must have been under a lot of stress at my in-laws' house. I was able to relax and rest my body at my parents' house for the first time in a long time. I also started working by going from my parents' house. I still had some of my belongings at my in-laws' house, but I was able to bring back the essentials, so it wasn't a problem. About a week later, Mason called me, but I ignored him. He kept calling me, but I ignored him. I prepared for the divorce. About a month after I left my in-laws' house, I visited them. It was a day off, so Mason was at home.
Oh, you finally came back. How are you? Have you reflected on your mistakes? I thought you must be really depressed because you didn't answer the phone. Well, from now on, you'll have to take care of Mom and Dad.
He said that to me. And my mother-in-law was smirking with her arms crossed.
I'll teach you a good lesson, so be prepared.
They seemed to think that I came back. They probably expected me to beg for forgiveness. But I didn't come here to return to my in-laws' house. I came here to divorce. I handed the divorce papers to Mason in front of me.
Huh? What's that? What?
Mason froze when he realized it was a divorce paper.
What do you mean, you want to divorce me?
Yes. Then please sign here.
Hey, wait a minute. It's crazy to suddenly divorce me.
Mason looked panicked. And so did my mother-in-law.
That's right. You can't just divorce him like that. You have a duty to help us as his wife.
I don't need his permission to divorce him in this case. It's an absolute divorce. I can fight you in court if you want.
Wait!
My mother-in-law was flustered by the word court. And she couldn't say anything else and just froze. I just came to get the rest of my stuff today. Besides, your father's dementia was a lie, right? I heard your conversation from your room the other day. You thought if you said he needed care, I would have to live with you, right? But it worked out well, didn't it? I also heard you praising him for his great acting. So he wasn't really demented, right? That's why he refused to go to the hospital so stubbornly.
That's...
My mother-in-law was shaken by the fact that I saw through her lie. Ignoring her, I packed up my stuff and left my in-laws' house. And I got in my father's car waiting outside and went back to my parents' house. After that, I divorced Mason through a lawyer and demanded alimony from Mason and his mistress. I got them to pay $30,000 each. Mason's affair became known at his company and it became a big problem. Apparently, his mistress was his boss's wife. It became a messy situation and Mason was demoted and transferred to a local branch. It's all his own fault, and he deserves it. And my former mother-in-law was punished by fate. She got a slipped disc and had to be hospitalized for a while. As a result, there was no one who could do the housework. And my former father-in-law had to take care of himself. But he couldn't cook or clean at all. He couldn't cook for himself, so he ate what he bought every day. And because of that, he got sick and had to go to the hospital. They all got what they deserved. On the other hand, I became single and moved back to my parents' house and got a better environment to work hard. So I'm working harder than ever. Thanks to that, I got promoted. I don't need love for a while, so I'll just focus on my work and earn a lot of money. And save up more and more.
How did you like this story? Please also subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.